Hey, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
We're remind me. I think it was we were talking about actually Iran. Iran. We were talking about Iran.
Iran. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
I
like
mean that.
um, yeah, you ain't looking too bad yourself, gang.
You got a patchy beard, bro. You gotta shave that shit out, bro.
Yeah, man. I gotta. It's connected though. I got like a straight up chin strap.
Yeah, it's connecting. It's connecting. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't look that bad. I don't look that bad. You know what I'm saying? I got
Yeah.
the shit in the back.
You know, you know, you're like the Taliban in Iran. You're getting ground. You got a little more ground to be on the on the cheek. Yeah, right. Um, yeah, man. So, yeah. Hey, yeah, glasses boys, let's go.
Island boy.
Yeah.
Island
11 Boys Entertainment. Hold on. I gotta take a picture of this shit. Hold on. Ah! Yeah, man. Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
What did you say?
I don't know. I was gonna say like I kind of actually honestly want to talk about too about the I guess like the result like it sounds kind of like corny but like I guess like the spiritual like um I guess like resolve I guess of like the Afghan people and stuff and like I think I like how that's like affected like you know like the course of the war because I find a lot of people kind of try to like I might like mincing or mumbling my words. I find a lot of people do kind of try to like study that and like look there and stuff and they kind of like they're like oh what's like, um I don't know how to even really explain that or quantify it, but I do kind of want to know like what role do people kind of feel like their fighting spirit like plays and stuff because it's like really important. Not every country has like has like that fighting spirit of like is like known for that. You know what I mean? So um
Well, I mean, what could they possibly do?
well
What could they
yeah
do?
no um yeah
You
I want to know kind of personally like how do you feel like your inner fire like how does that affect like your world around you and stuff like that if if that makes sense.
well, I mean, they can't really do much, can they?
Yeah.
If they do stand against our authority, I mean, that's basically they're against the Islamic faith. So, technically speaking, if they are against the Taliban, against the Sharia law, then the people wouldn't even support the said person who's standing up against the Taliban. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because it goes against the faith.
Yeah.
So the people wouldn't support that type of a movement. They wouldn't.
Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I was actually funny enough talking more about actually even like including the Taliban too. But yeah, because like really good warriors and well respected actually by US troops like when they come back. So like not so much by Canadian troops, but like by US troops actually will be like they're like kind of good fighters. Um so yeah, it's like definitely something that like I think that even like US intelligence would like want to study for sure. But yeah, I'll move on to I'm not trying to say I'll move on to the like actually tell me a little bit more about you. And I think you said you even had a uncle or grandparent or something that fought with the Mujahideen or in the Soviet War.
Well, I mean, most of my family did,
Yeah.
including my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, like around 1980s, late 80s. But yeah, he was also a lecturer in the Taliban era in a university in the Faculty of Engineering. But recently he has he's moved on, you know, ever since Taliban previously when they toppled out of power, and since they've come back, things have been going that normal, to be honest. It's not that different. He's moved on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So I used to give like that's cool. He used to give like engineer. He used to give engineering lectures at a like the local like university or I think.
Yeah, he was a civil engineer. He was a lecturer in a university in the capital city.
Very cool.
Yeah. Mm.
What did he build?
Um,
Like what projects are you working?
I mean, he has done multiple projects, especially in a prison called Pulicharki. It was in Afghanistan, in the capital city of Kabul. He has done a few projects in Afghanistan for when he was in Afghanistan, but later on he went to he moved to Dubai, and ever since he's been working in a firm, holding a prominent role in a firm that was maybe founded in the 80s. He's been working there ever since. He started his own firm as well, holding a few shares in his own firm.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get money.
Oh, yeah. We got that bread, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We're saying money, really. Like we're not getting money. Like yeah,
Come on, man. We got bread, huh?
True. Yeah, do people does everybody talk like that? All the young people that know English? Like is it
No one talks like this. It's just me because I mean I've just been influenced.
You're like the
I
one
guess
black you're like the one black man in Afghanistan. You're like the one to like eat fan in Afghanistan. I feel that. Yeah.
Nah, that's crazy, gang. You don't fuck with that shit. You know what I'm saying, gang.
I feel you, yeah, like even though music is like kind of haram, but like yes, you smoke a cigarette. Like,
What do you mean? Smoking cigarettes?
no, I'm making a joke. I'm just like music's haram, but like it's like smoking a cigarette. Like you can do it, like.
I mean, some scholars debate that music is not haram. Like, but the type of music that Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, that shit is haram,
that's
right? Like,
so
maybe you talking about what that is. I don't think that's okay. What that that WAP is, bro. I don't know what that is, but I think it's haram. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
man. That shit's wrong to most Americans. Is it good?
I think my camera was like,
I feel that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking. It's all off the cuff, by the way.
What did you forget about?
No, so it's all off the top. Like I didn't, I'm trying to make it flow. Yeah, I'm thinking like. Actually, one thing we didn't finish was Pakistan. Actually, what role has Pakistan played? We talked about Iran.
In Pakistan, they play a very geographically strategic, like they're a global player in Asian sphere. Like we import a lot of stuff from Pakistan.
Kashmir, for example, which is on the border, like the Kashmir Mountains.
Yeah, I mean,
There's some Pakistani Taliban that are like there. So I mean, like but as far as like I mean, maybe we're talking more about the government. But is there a difference between like the Taliban that you would find like there, like in Pakistan and Kashmir or Islamabad or whatever, versus like like the original Afghan Taliban?
well, to be honest, I think that what we're trying to do is help the Pakistani Taliban to resolve their issue with the Pakistani government and come to a conclusion. Like we want them to like get to know their problems and help themselves prosper instead of fighting. Like they're fighting each other.
No, true. There's like a lot of it like infighting.
Yeah.
Is it over ideology or territory or even money or?
I mean, it's mainly ideology. Ideologically speaking, they also want to establish, they want to become a part of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. That's what they want to be. That's what they're trying to be.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like due to the current conditions, I feel like they should resolve their issues, resolve their conflict, and help one another to get back and fix their economy. I mean, right now, the Afghan currency is doing much better than the Pakistani currency.
Yeah.
Like, despite being sanctioned, it's still doing better. Despite having its assets frozen, it's doing better than Pakistan. Like, it's not in a financial ruin as Pakistan is. I feel like the Pakistan government needs to reorganize their priorities. But I mean, I guess they're not able to because they've got their own internal issues. The former prime minister has been trying to rile up his supporters, has been trying to like win back office, trying to get back in office.
Yeah.
But unsuccessfully, he's been unsuccessful. I feel like
nationalism is it's like a big we talk about nationalism earlier. Like nationalism is like a really big thing in Pakistan. That's like that's a pretty big thing there. So I guess it's kind of like that kind of plays a role in it too.
In my opinion, I feel like nationalism is a huge thing in Pakistan. It's a huge thing. Like it's a really big thing in Pakistan. Like they could be suffering, but they still like they feel proud of their country, like they still don't care,
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the gas prices in Pakistan? It's like skyrocketing over the edge. Like there's the usual power outages, like power goes out and stuff in Pakistan. But yeah.
I feel that. Yeah, man.
I mean, I don't think the power goes out as much as it does in Pakistan.
Yeah. I was saying like it's a similar thing here too in Canada, even with or even like amongst like like black people, there are black people who are quite like nationalists, and really love Canada, really love America. It's like oh my god, best place in the world, blah blah. And then there's like and then but there's also like people that are like like resisting that, of course, right? You have like like George Floyd, and like the BLM protests, which like I started like mainly covering that, like posting videos, doing research on that, and in investigating like police brutality across the United States, and not just I hate ever saying this, and I haven't ever said this, but like not just for black people, but also in the Latino community as well. Like there was a soldier, Vanessa Julian, She was Mexican, and she got killed on her base, and like that was like mysterious circumstances and stuff like that, and so there's a lot of social things going on. Like for instance, like I actually straight up said like I was in like a politics VC like a couple seconds ago even, and I was on Canada, and I'm just like I just kind of brought it up. I'm just like, does Canada even like want black people? Like how do they feel about that? You know what I mean? Like what's up with that? And I kind of like and not even like I noticed, but like it's just like kind of a thing where it's like it's very much like you kind of feel like how do I say it, like not quite a foreigner, but not quite like part of the thing, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And almost like kind of like it's kind of be like it's always kind of presented as like shitty of you to kind of want to be part of the thing more, or want to be like, yeah, but black Canadian. Like imagine like a guy from California. You know what I mean? Like I might as well be that. Like I'm not like you tell me about Jamaica. Like I can't say I don't know anything there, but it's just like it's more like that's not like my home, and like they would say the same thing. You know what I mean? Like what are you doing there, right? And unfortunately it's not. There are Jamaicans there that like they go there, and it's kind of just like you, like they go there, they're pretty much part of society, and can do whatever. And I do kind of envy that, as like a person in that position. But yeah, it's like it's something I kind of want to explore more, because you know it's kind of weird when like you're being black or something, and you have like people kind of low-key being like, oh, stop. You know what I mean? It's just like, why would I stop that? Like I know I don't like, don't tell me to die. You know what I mean? Like don't tell my culture to like go away. Like that's like somebody will do something about that. I mean, and you look also I find you look also in the like in America also, a lot of black people are forming like rifle associations, especially in Texas, and like in Georgia, just forming their own militias, literally, and not to counter white militias, but just forming their own militias. Well, like trained and stuff like that, and everything, and I think you know, and also using like ARs and stuff, and like like different guns and stuff like that. And you get the guy with like the AK and everything like that. But it's like that's like funny enough, like a thing, like like, oh, like no AKs and Tech Nines, and like like high points, like which are like really poorly made like pistols, that basically the way the pistol works is like the actual force from like most like guns are gas operated, like everybody knows that, but like the force from the actual slide racking back racks the round, because the gas or something like that isn't actually enough to make it like go back, right? So like that's how like it's like just like literally a poorly made pistol. um so it's like they're like $100 or something, like they're super cheap to get. And um yeah, so it's like so it's like like those, I guess, like you'd say like the traditional like street weapons or whatever that you would be used to like finding. They've definitely been like staying away from that and staying away from like using those, which I don't know if that's like the worst thing or like the best thing, but like like also like a good thing, quality wise. But yeah, like they've had clashes with the KKK in Georgia, like nothing like armed, I would say, unfortunately. But like like literally like going to like Stone Mountain, Georgia, where like the KKK has like their headquarters, and like marching there like completely armed, like like 60, like 70 guys, a couple hundred guys, even just like like marching there, and making their presence known there, carrying like like our flags and stuff, and everything. And yeah, it's definitely been like a life-changing moment. I mean, people kind of focus on like the looting and stuff, and like the burning down stores, and looting, actually, funny enough, is like probably one of the most effective ways, I think, that we've been able to like tangibly like destroy and like actually just straight up destroy the American government, disrupt it. Because if you like go to a Louis Vuitton store, and like that's ransacked by people like like even younger than me and stuff, and everybody shows up the next day wearing like Louis Vuitton or whatever, it's like they're selling it on like eBay or whatever, and then that's like literally taking money from like that community, which is like oppressing you and like murdering you and stuff like that, and sending you to like foreign countries, and then just like like rocking their shit or like making money off of it or something, and you know what I mean. So it's like it's a really important way of doing stuff, and it also shows like I can operate that, I can wear that, I can use that. So that whole idea of like you can't do this goes out the window because I can and I'm doing it. So it's kind of it's a good way to I find to resist in a way. No, and obviously burning down stuff is like burning down like property, and people would say like, oh, why do you want to destroy your own neighborhood? And I mean, like, you can look at it that way, but it's like it's not like I see any of like the profits from like the local CVS, and it's probably not even owned by somebody like me. It actually could be owned by a foreigner, even if you think about it. So like if you're like a black kid that grew up in America and your family's been there for generations, no matter how they're there, because being a chattel slave doesn't like invalidate your presence or like contribution to that settler society. In fact, it can be the bedrock of it.
I can't really comment on that. Unfortunately, I don't really have answers for that, but I think it's wrong. Yeah.
But I think but I kind of wonder too, like as far as like, but that's not even like kind of where I was getting up to, but I was just kind of like letting like the state of like of things. It's like yeah, the BL like George Floyd BLM protests, like they're still going on. Like it's been like 2 years running, and everybody was kind of it's weird, but a lot of people in the mainstream and a lot of like I guess people just like don't like for some reason support like protests or like opposition to police brutality or something like that, and kind of like really defend it in some ways. Um Kind of like we're like, oh yeah, but like it's gonna like die out and like whatever. And even some people are like faithful of it, we're like it's gonna die out in like whatever time, but I actually don't see it dying out. I see it kind of being a regular thing. Like I really hope that didn't like maybe just reach its peak with like the Capitol Hill autonomous zones where like the police were actually banned from going into like this area, and armed protesters pretty much kept the peace. And there were like a couple incidents of like like I think like somebody got shot or and somebody got stabbed and stuff like that. And I would follow that like every day pretty much because that's like it's like quite important. Yeah, and people would debate ideas a lot in the square and stuff, and it was kind of interesting. But yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah. Like I said,
How do you feel about like George Floyd and kind of like the treatment of like blacks in America? Because it's something that and it's important to ask because the Islamic State actually like recruits people off of that. You know what I mean? Like they'll actually reach out to the black community and say like literally like come to like Iraq, like we'll treat you the same as long as you convert to Islam. And people have like I saw like a dude that was like literally from Trinidad and his name was like Al Trinidadi or something. And like and it sounds kind
yeah,
of
racism doesn't exist in Islam. Like it doesn't matter what color you are. Like if you're a Muslim, it doesn't matter. Like we're all brothers as long as like like no matter what color you are, brown, black, white, pale, red, whatever it is. Like we don't discriminate,
yeah. So how do you feel about the actual police response though? Like, I don't know if you've ever seen the George Floyd video.
I have.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I have.
how do you feel like that? Like you actually you're not like a policeman per se, but how would you handle that? Would you like restrain the guy and put like your knee on his neck and do all that, or would that even be necessary in your society? Like, how do you feel about that?
No, that would not be necessary. That would not even happen,
Yeah.
to be honest. But like I said, I can't really make any comments on behalf of the organization that I'm representing. But yeah.
True, I feel you. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's definitely something to think about because like also a lot of people felt like or actually not felt like but feel like I think in America that like a civil war could be approaching, like definitely like there already is a culture war, like right versus left is like the main thing that it's presented as, like the guys wearing the MAGA hats and then like the guys like in Antifa gear.
Mhm.
you know, there's like obviously like centrists that are kind of, I don't know if any like militant centrists really, but like
Yeah, like I said, I can't really
some
comment on
also like
anything
militant.
that's happening there. Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know. How do you? I mean, I don't know if you can comment on this, but how likely do you think like an armed struggle, like a black like armed struggle, not black led, but just a black armed struggle in America, like how likely do you think that is, or like do
I
you think
mean,
that's actually
you gotta be more specific, to be honest. You gotta be more specific.
something like let's say like there's like okay, there's like the not fucking around crew or whatever, which is like a like black militia. It has like a couple thousand members. There's also Sleep is for the Rich or something, which is actually an organization I actually know, like personally know the founder of. You know, another like
Okay, okay, yeah. I think that militias should be illegal because it's kind of bad.
yeah,
Things could go crazy. Things
sure.
could go crazy. That's my opinion. Just my opinion, though.
I'm thinking like I don't know,
Maybe.
like one of them decides to. It sounds kind of stupid, but like it, actually no, like one of them like you know like a militia like decides to maybe occupy a state capitol building, for instance, and like you know arrest the leaders, like actually like detain them,
Yeah,
rather
see,
just have like
that is what I mean.
like yeah
It should be made illegal.
yeah.
But yeah, mm, I can't really comment on anything that's been happening in the Western Hemisphere, especially in North America. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, it's also a big thing in Europe too, like in France and Germany. Actually, Germany, all of Alexanderplatz was like filled for the BLM protests. So like they're going really hard with the anti-racist stuff there. Just like the anarchists in general, they're going super hard.
Mhm.
You know, resisting police, opening up squats. Um, yeah. So yeah, that's like definitely way like something interesting too. Yeah, but I'm also like I think it's also kind of important. Like, what about Brazil? Like, how do you guys feel about like Brazil or like other like Western countries? Maybe that you know, if even if Brazil's considered like Western because it's you know it's kind of not, but like that's like
I
the
mean,
next like biggest like producer in the Western Hemisphere after the United States, really.
I've seen the meme called "Welcome to Brazil,"
Sure.
and like, you are going to Brazil.
Yeah. You go to Brazil?
I know that meme called "You're going to Brazil."
I get sorry, what?
I said that meme called "Welcome to Brazil," going to Brazil.
Oh, true. Yeah, man. Uh,
I don't know. We're kind of neutral with like other countries. We're like the same with any other country, to be honest, except for like those that try to undermine our authority.
yeah. So that's like so I mean like that in that case it would kind of like really leave like the UK, France, uh Canada, the US. You know what I mean? Um yeah. Yeah, actually Germany as well. Because Germany was deployed, actually they were the first ones there. That's
Yeah.
Germany. So yeah, and as far as like relations go, do you feel like they're gonna just continue to like, you know, try to like undermine the government or like just go
Like
at it?
I said,
They wouldn't say undermine. They would never let the word undermine be used because it's them, right? But like they would continue to like. Well, do you think they'll continue to go at it, or just kind of like leave it and be like, ah, like you know, it's you know, like it's
I
like
mean, the
Vietnam,
only,
let's leave and
the only,
let Vietnam like be communist and do its thing, and you know, like in 10 and 20, 30, 40 years later, like actually like 50, 60 years later, like Vietnam's still communist, and you know, you could probably have a better time in Hanoi than Toronto, type thing.
yeah, exactly. That's what's gonna happen. This is Vietnam 2.0. This is literally Vietnam 2.0.
Yeah.
They like the only like country that we still feel threatened by is the United States. Like they continue to carry out their airstrikes campaigns whenever they feel like it.
Hmm.
You know.
So
Yeah.
even after like withdrawing troops, they still conduct like drone strikes.
Yeah, they still conduct drone strikes.
Like
Even though
most recent one,
even
like,
though they agreed they wouldn't do it after they pulled out, they literally
was there any
agreed
this
to.
month?
What
Was
did
there
you
any
say?
was there any drone strikes this month?
There was one drone strike, like I said, the killing of the Al Qaeda's second in command, Al Zawahiri.
As a
That was
lottery.
about yeah, that was a while ago. But I mean, drone strikes could be happening, but without the news coverage, you never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Do you how do, what are their relations like with Al Qaeda? Do they, I mean, their goals are kind of different. Like they're more of
I
in a way.
mean, we're kind of like we don't support terrorist groups. Like like you're forgetting, we're not a militia anymore. We're a government.
That's exactly the
You know
point
what
I'm
I
making.
mean?
Yeah.
Like we've transformed into a government, into a functioning civil government. You know, like we don't support terrorist groups. I mean, back in the late 90s, we even offered to give in Osama bin Laden, the U.S. administration, but they refused. They wanted to take they wanted to topple the Taliban government. You know, like 21 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen. I feel you. Yeah, man. I don't even know. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about like video games like Modern Warfare 2 and like a lot of video games that kind of um I guess
mean,
like
they're kind of
glorify like
fun.
Western intervention, I guess in the Middle East in
I mean, they're
general.
kind of fun.
How you feel?
I like them. You know, it's not relevant to what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are there any like books that are banned or anything like that or
Bitcoin is banned. Cryptocurrencies are banned.
okay. So you guys are you're not a big fan of crypto or investing like that.
Yeah, because people they
I
move their.
think you are personally because you were asking me about it earlier and I'm like I don't have any crypto
I
holdings.
mean, yeah, I am into crypto, but yeah, it's banned in Afghanistan because people they tend to move their wealth, all of their wealth through crypto, you know, and that kind of becomes a problem for us.
True. So do you like is there like a thing to like bust like underground crypto rings or anything like that or
I mean, not really. There
no?
hasn't been any at the moment.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I'm actually almost out of. Oh, we got 5 minutes for class. All right, cool.
Yeah, we got 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was just like, damn, like I don't want to like shut up abruptly again. Yeah, man. So crypto, that's actually a good thing to know about because that's really like really hot right now. And I guess it's more to keep like the money in the actual currency. Like that would be the official like reason you would get, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so I mean, still not good because you know, like I guess people need a more reliable, more valuable currency to use. So that's probably maybe the reason why.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to say or you want to that you like any questions? You got any questions for me?
Um, Let's see. I don't really know. I mean, why is the U.S. freezing Afghan money? Like, why is it giving the money to 9/11 victims? Because that money is not theirs.
The U.S. is taking Afghan money and giving it to 9/11 victims.
Yeah, like that is not even like that is the poor Afghan people's money. You know.
True from honestly, I would just say why they were doing that. I would say probably to maybe like show like that their base that they're doing something, like the people, like those victims, like we went to Afghanistan, we went over there, um because they kind of like the way that the war is sold, because things are like sold in America like as like products, like even like whole ideas, whole things. So like the way that whole thing was sold is that like the Islamic world is against the West. It's against like the US. So like we're
Oh,
gonna
okay. I see. I see. I
your
get it.
money,
Yeah, yeah,
we're gonna give it to you.
yeah.
You gotta know because you suffer. Your dad was in the office building doing whatever he was doing. During 9/11, and and even though you can kind of look at that as like literally, like you could look at that as like a gang almost doing something like that. You know what I mean? There's gangs that funny enough that could probably do that. Makes
Yeah, I got you.
actually
I got
doesn't sound stupid if you think
you.
about it.
Yep. Yeah,
Um,
I got
yeah, so
you.
they're like all like this. Oh, they're all like Saudi pilots or something, and something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it does
I
get funny
mean, I
when it
mean, the I
yeah.
mean, the Taliban did not commit 9/11.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, it gets funny when it's like, yeah, like Afghanistan had nothing to do with 9/11 and nothing to do with Osama bin Laden. Like, if we
It
went
was
to war,
Saudi, if you think
like, we
about
went
it.
to war with like Saudi Arabia or Pakistan, we went to war with Pakistan, it would actually make like more sense just because Osama was there. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that would still be kind of stupid. You know what I mean? So
I
yeah, they
mean,
could have solved
yeah.
that with like a straight up like CIA like Castro type assassination. It's kind of interesting that it went like the kind of way it did, where like the military itself had to go against him every time. So I mean,
Mhm.
it also kind of shows maybe some sort of like spiritual or like esoteric like legitimacy in some ways too, like maybe what he was doing. But um as far as like his whole grand ideology, and I don't know
Yep.
much about bin Laden, but what I do know is that um yeah, he was like like mainly like an anti-imperialist, and like he also had the experience of being like there in the in the US government, being a part of that
Yep.
parliament.
Yeah, I got it. Got you.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think it's anything anybody else has never said, but yeah,
I think we got like about 1 more minute.
yeah.
So,
So do you
yeah.
yeah, do you have another question? I can answer quick.
Um, well,
Ask me something about me. Even. Um,
let's see. Um, what are you doing with your life?
what am I doing with my life? I'm going to either start a revolution in Europe, or I'm going to have a really cool clothing brand, or I'm gonna die. It's like one of the three.
Oh my God.
That's
Clothing brand,
yeah,
a revolution.
yeah.
Bro, you tripping, bro. Like, you
Yeah.
gotta snap back into reality, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I run a TV station now, man. Like, I run a news thing now on my podcast,
I
and
mean, why
stuff.
don't you join CNN?
And no, because I want to be able to honestly do not only do things like this, but I want to be able to do things where like I get those angles that they can really.
Why don't you join CNN? I mean, Vice News.
Get some angles on them, like fuck CNN, right? But yeah.
Okay, okay, I see